6 top 16 players, 9 players who've won ranking events. There's also quite a few players from the lower reaches of the rankings hoping later, as was referenced in the studio, but this in itself, very interesting. And the head-to-head, Joe, I think is interesting as well. 10-2 to Williams. It's unexpectedly one-sided, isn't it?
Yeah, but he won in the Players' Championship, Mark Williams, 6-2. As he misses that red on the way down, catches it on the way back. But obviously, Mark Williams, the favourite, with all those wins under his belt.
Taken out, so seats around either side now, most of which are full. Williams made a couple of centuries, 6-2 the result.
9.
And that's what 17. He's so good at, round the black spot area, just playing little cannons, simple. Really good to watch. On his safety play, how clever he is.
25.
Well, that didn't go according to plan. Put a lot of check on the cue ball, expecting to get the cannon to the pink maybe, or you just passed it, which would have...
Mark Williams, 32.
Because he leaves an easy safety shot for his opponent. So he left the cue ball where it was, and Barry Hawkins had to play that shot. Just kind of fell into the trap there, Barry, but wanted to keep the game flowing.
Different feel though, isn't there? You know, with the 2 tables taken out, it does feel kind of more serious, and of course it is. Round by round, it gets more serious.
Oh, terrific shot. In fact, got hold of it too much, Moni. Decided to play positively, though, and take the green on. Now, is he on one? He is. But the game in his hands now, although he didn't play that one well. Needs a little kiss.
Looking for some confidence, I think, this season. It was quite a bruising defeat to Williams in Telford, and he's looking to reach a 4th quarter final this season. He's been no further in any tournament. You know, obviously a couple of players could go past him, and suddenly he's having to go to the qualifiers for the Crucible.
17.
Oh, has he left that straight? Yeah, I mean, he should be okay, but he wanted to be coming towards the Reds.
23.
Well, as David said earlier, it's a great table. Anybody gets in, and he's in.
Quite a stubborn opponent, but 4-2 it was to the Hawk.
13. $37. $44.
More difficult now to gain position on the next red, because that black is in an awkward spot. Oh, needs to slow down.
51.
Yeah, it's worth making the point that this is the first match Hawkins has played on this table. Williams has played both of his on.
Oh, I wasn't sure either. Another good shot.
58.
Doesn't want to be straight on this pink though.
Barry Hawkins, 64.
Well, he couldn't have called that anything, could he? The red hardly moved. But as David said again, there's nothing safe, and that is right over the pocket. I think he was so unfortunate to have finished straight on the pink.
He was struggling, wasn't he, to sort of keep ideal position. He was just struggling to keep it going.
Yeah, just a safety.
11.
And it's going to be pretty good.
Not really.
Excellent shot. Yes, and that's just not where he wanted to go. Again, doesn't want to be straight on the blue.
9.
Another twist in what's already been a very dramatic opening frame.
Mark Williams, 9.
Got close to the snooker last time round.
Found the miss.
Yeah, never really understood that saying, you know. Yeah, good safety again. But this is the favoured shot now.
There's a lot of knowledge on show here, isn't there? A lot of tablecraft.
Yeah, he was in a little bit of trouble there. So Mark Williams with a chance. Well, he said earlier that he wish he could pot like he did when he was in his 20s.
And he still might. What a start. It's like a deciding frame, this.
Six.
Black to take it after all. Well, if that's a sign of things to come today, it's going to be a nerve shredder. Mark Williams stealing that opening frame in the end on the black. They both had a go at the pink. But he, in the end, potted pink and black. It's best of 7.
Not to the middle, but nearly to the corner. Again, very clever shot that Mark played there.
Which would actually bring him level with Stephen Hendry in third place on that list. They don't play for quarterfinals, we know that, but even so, it just shows the extraordinary longevity.
A little fortunate, catching the red and the cue ball finishing tight under the cushion. Just land up to a red and not leave a possible pot on. Catching the jaws of that pocket. Good pot, good kiss, and he's in.
Nine.
Well, I mentioned earlier, he's not had the best of seasons, 3 quarterfinals, but they're actually the 3 biggest ranking events. So, the top 16 on the one-year list. But to reach the Tour Championship, you need to be in the top 12 after
17.
the World Open. He's currently 15th on the one-year list, so he has work to do to make it to Manchester. He got to the semis there last year. He played terrifically well in that Tour Championship last year. Beat Sean Murphy 10-1 and Judd Trump 10-5. There's no real weaknesses. But as Alan McManus also correctly said, it's whether he can then go.
So did 3.
Well,
Gated with those 4 reds near the cushion. But not interested in the maximum. This is more important.
$48.
yeah, we've still not had a 140 break, actually.
$56.
Yeah, because, of course, he got to about this stage in the last frame and ultimately didn't win it.
64.
But just a couple more pots needed.
Yeah, made sure he finished low on the black there so he could get to the next red.
72.
Yeah, he's took them well.
$18.
Much rarer break, 146 than 147. There you are then, it bears out what I'm saying. Yeah, there's been something like, I think it's 38 in
88.
tournament play, whereas we've had 232 147. Ah, the red stays out, but it's a fine 95, particularly still out in front, but of course he's out. So Zhou Yulong and Jack Lazowski, the other 2 players who could win it if they were to get to the final. They're in the same half, though, so clearly only one of them ultimately.
Superb. Absolutely superb. Struck it so well. Well, a little bit more pressure on that one. Two cushion escape. Very good at that sort of shot. A return safety.
Found the miss. Mark Williams 4.
We'll never know. But
No.
he's left it.
Yeah, and that was the danger with the two cushion escape. Look at the four reds.
1.
Yeah, fortunate to have found the plant. And he wasn't sure, otherwise.
Mark Williams 11.
Yeah, as long as he covered those two reds by the... the yellow. Oh, great shot. Great shot.
1.
Again, played it well. No big bounces that
From
time.
another side.
That's spot on.
6.
Red releases the other one above it. Sometimes you think the red's just not going to get there, but it always does. Yeah, he was
21.
going to give the game up a few years ago. Not going to see his talent many times.
In terms of, I was saying yesterday, in terms of his game, he mixes this
28.
sort of old school. You can't rattle him, can you? You can't get under his skin. And whether he likes it or not, he's become a bit of a national treasure, hasn't he, Mark
36.
Williams?
Yeah.
And most importantly, Joe, still
Great strength. That
44.
temperament.
Yeah, terrific
51.
contribution. Of course, earlier this season, he broke Ray Reardon's 43-year. Him extending that. John Higgins nearly broke it himself last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it was only last year that he was in the world.
Yeah, and the thing about that, it was out of nowhere really because his form going in had been very poor in the previous
58.
couple of tournaments, but just shows you the crucible. So that equals his highest break of the week.
Good shot.
65.
Needs another. Beautiful. Right in the heart of the pocket from under the cushion.
And this is what has changed for Williams. I mean, years gone by, he wouldn't have bothered with the century, but he'll try and make it now.
73. $81. $19.
Yeah, coming back across the table to give himself a chance to bring the... Oh, what a wonderful
97.
shot.
He knocked the blue in for the century. Of course he can. He's Mark Williams. Go on then. Oh,
Yes.
the man's a genius. One-handed black. There's nobody like Mark Williams, is there? What a character, what a player. And what a season. Year from tomorrow. Of course, this Welsh Open, it is part of the Home Nation Series, but it
Yes, tough shot. So Hawkins with a chance. Let's try and free the black. Something is played on.
it's been terrific as well, hasn't it? We had the black ball frame and then two big breaks.
7. $15. $22.
That's nice. Well, maybe too hard.
13. $38. $46.
So once again,
50. 54.
and that's perfect. And he'll be delighted with that.
$62.
So he's going to need another colour now off the red.
65.
One snooker required.
Switch off your phone, please.
Yeah, good break.
Could have done without that kiss. He would have been right in the middle of the pocket. As you say, that had to go in, so he's still...
8.
What about this for a shot? What about that for a shot?
16.
As if he plays a snooker next shot, fairly easy to hit the red on the cushion. Well, that was all or nothing.
Mark Williams, 23.
If this goes in, it should be 2-2. And in it goes. And it's very much in the balance as we head into frame 5. Got him to the snooker's required stage in frame 4. Barry Hawkins, 94% pot success. You know, you thought, and his pot success, Williams, was 97%, and he still lost 6-3. It's not always about these bare stats. You have to delve into them. You know, obviously, sometimes breaks end.
But that wasn't a good safety shot from Barry Hawkins, leaving a chance at that red.
Six.
Needs to keep running a bit.
11. 12.
Developing more red, staying on the pink, maybe even the black. What a delicate shot that was. Did so well. Judged to perfection.
20.
Certainly his best performance of the week. Doesn't mean a win, of course, but...
$28.
Barry Hawkins knows how good he is and how well he's playing, actually.
$36. 43.
Now, as you can see, all those reds covering one another. There's one that will go to the right middle.
50.
Just saw a glimpse of it there. Yep, great shot again.
Oh. Well done.
Yeah, I'll say, there's a cue ball. Unbelievable. Oh, great shot. Great shot. These two are front. Like so.
Nine.
Talk about snooker being cruel.
$15.
That was.
22. $29.
He could get to the red.
$37.
Yeah, for all that Williams was unfortunate, as you say, it was a cracking pot from
44.
Hawkins. I think this has been one of the best matches we've seen all week, hasn't it? And that bit of drama as well, the unexpected twist here and there. We've seen one in this frame.
47. $51. $56.
So Mark Williams, for the first time. Another fascinating frame and a great steely Barry Hawkins clearance, that. Mark Williams trailing 3-2 after another dramatic frame. Hawkins with an excellent dish there of 62.
Yeah, we talk about Mark's quality in forgetting about his mind. Leading on the safety success there. Close. No cigar. Yeah, spotted that plant. Used another ball to knock it in. He's been mentioned as the player's player, all-round player. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Tributes have been paid to him there.
Yeah, I think maybe the only fault is that he doesn't do it right at the back end of the
16.
tournaments.
Well, he's been in 12 ranking finals, which in itself is an achievement. But as I say,
17.
trophies come close, of course, world finalist yet.
Oh, how close was that? No. But that puts him back in
23.
amongst them. Well, it's a great chance now.
And he'll be concerned now, looking at the table and looking at who's at the table, that he might have played his last shot in this year's Welsh Open.
29.
But now it's in Barry's hands.
37.
Yes, I mean, it's a sort of standing joke that Barry comes through for reasons other than his playing. Just keeps his head down, pots balls. Doesn't scream up when the luck goes against
44.
him. Doesn't complain about things. Knew he would have to improve in all areas, and he has done.
45.
Favours the left-handed player. So there's always that there as a backup. But he couldn't have played that any better. That was a very good shot.
Yeah, and you saw from that graphic, he's only missed 4
53.
pots, and of course one of them was the pink in the first frame.
Yeah, well played. Well played. And on the black, that was tricky. That's a
It's been a terrific match, this. They've both played their part. let's not forget, he got in with a great red, he made the clearance. And in this
69.
frame, he's been completely dominant. One of his best performances this, the whole season. And he's going to be through.
77.
Even then, he probably didn't expect the clearance and then had to play a cannon into the reds. So he has played exceptionally well, there's no doubt about that. And it's great to
84.
see his best. It won't matter.
Hawkins, 84.
No, a terrific 84 to end an excellent match full of drama and high quality.